Hello, welcome back to the second video of MS.NET. This is the lesson 2, and in this lesson 2 we are going to learn different topics like MS.NET framework, components of .NET, Visual Studio.NET, what is Visual Studio.NET, what are MS.NET framework versions, and different types of MS.NET applications. We will see these topics in this video. First of all, coming to MS.NET framework, so I think it's better to discuss what is framework first, and later we'll discuss what is MS.NET framework. So first of all, what is framework? Framework is nothing but, see, I will give you a good example. In earlier stages, programmers has to write the program, has to build the application, a particular application from scratch. Means there is no ready-made applications, there is no ready-made software like we have now, and they have to design each and everything from scratch, and for each and everything they have to develop the code. So, and to do that, they must be very intelligent, and even if there is small mistake in the foundation or in the starting stage, whole program will collapse, and it's whatever the work you have done is useless. So it is very difficult to do that. For example, I can give you an example, like if you take a button. So in previous in earlier programmers what they used to do, for every application they used to write the code for the button or something like that, like from scratch onwards they used to do. But now we have, like, everything is as made as a ready-made. Means like now we can drag and drop the button. So that's it. We are not supposed to write any code for that, just drag and drop, that's it, it's over, the work is over. It's very easy, right? So what is framework? Framework is nothing but somebody has made a software, a ready-made software for us, who has written all the, most of the code which are commonly used by all the users, okay, and given to us, and we are going to use that framework as ever, how we want. In whatever way we want, we can use that framework and develop our application, our own application. And who designed this framework? Microsoft. That's why it is called as Microsoft.NET framework. So framework, I can give a good example, like if somebody has given you a good house with good strong foundation and good first floor building, now you can develop your own building, your own strategy, you can apply your own strategy on that. It's very easy, right? Developing from scratch is very difficult, but developing everything, foundation is laid, everything is done. So just we have to use that framework, and we have to develop our own application. It's very easy. So I can give a definition of framework, like framework is a collection of classes and interfaces to develop an application. Simple definition. Hope you understood. So we'll go to next topic, that is components of .NET. What are the different components of .NET? .NET have components like .NET Framework Runtime and MS.NET Framework SDK. Okay, I'll show you. Right. .NET Framework Runtime, I'm sorry, I think, right, Framework Runtime, and 2 .NET Framework SDK. Okay, so .NET Framework runtime, where it should be there and where should .NET Framework SDK should be there. This is what we require now, right? So on production machine, okay, on production machine we used to have only .NET Framework runtime, but on developing machine we need to have this one and this one, both. Okay, what is production machine and what is development machine? Development machine is nothing but the system on which system you are going to develop your application, that is called as development machine. On which system you are going to run your application, that is called as production machine. Okay, so for production machine you need to have .NET Framework runtime, that's enough. But for development machine you should have these two, both you should have. Okay, right. Next is, most of the people have a doubt whether .NET is free, or .NET software is free or not. Of course it is free, but they need to have a genuine Microsoft Windows version, right? Like you have different versions for XP 2000s, Windows 2007, Vista. You have different versions, but to get the .NET software, you need to have a licensed version of Microsoft version. So for those who have the licensed version of Microsoft, then they can easily download without paying anything, and it's free for them, and just going to Microsoft website and they can download that software. But now we'll see what is Visual Studio.NET. Visual Studio.NET is nothing but, okay, I'll tell you that what are the code we can write. We can write in Notepad and we can use we can execute that program with the help of command prompt, but that is not useful and it takes much time and time consuming, and we can't get different facilities in Notepad. But we had a ready-made tool. Okay, we had a ready-made tool where we have many facilities like compiler, debugger. If there is any mistakes, it will show, the debugger will show where the mistake is. So that is, we can debug, okay, debug the code which we have written. We can compile, we can compile, and if there is any errors, there is a color coding, it will show, and there is a intelligence. So many facilities are there. Anyway, you will better understood when we are doing our practical sessions in Visual Studio.NET. So because it has many features, we use Visual Studio.NET for programming things. And Visual Studio.NET is not only for not only for Csharp programming language. We can use many languages. We can use Visual Studio.NET for VB.NET, C#, C++. Of course, non.NET languages also we can use Visual Studio.NET. We can write programming code in Visual Studio.NET. Okay, it's a tool, so we can use this tool for many languages. Of course, not only .NET languages but also non.NET languages, by having some extensible software, like by having plugins. For example, PHP is not a .NET language, but we can write the code of PHP in Visual Studio.NET by installing additional plugin for PHP. Okay, so it is very useful tool. That's why we'll do our programming in Visual Studio.NET. And one more thing, and Visual Studio.NET is only needed on the developing machine. It's not needed on the production machine. That means on whatever the in whichever computer we are going to run our application, we don't need Visual Studio.NET. Only on to develop the code, to develop an application, we need Visual Studio.NET. Next one is MS.NET Framework versions. We have different versions available in MS.NET Framework. That is, we have 1.0 version, MS.NET Framework version 1.0 in 2002 it was released, and 1.1 released in 2003, 2.0 released in 2005, 3.0 released in 2006, 3.5 released in 2008, 4.0 is released in 2010. Of course, this 1.0, 1.1, 2.0 are known as standalone versions. Why they are known as standalone version? Because if you write code in 1.0, in version 1.0, the production machine also, it should have Microsoft .NET Framework 1.0 only. That is, on whatever the version we develop in the developing side, that should be same as the version in the production side. Suppose if I have written, if I written a program in version 1.0 by using version 1.0 MS.NET Framework version 1.0, I have developed a code. So on my production machine also, on whatever the machine I want to run my application, that machine also should have 1.0 version only. If it has 1.1 or 2.0, it doesn't work. And even for the 1.1 also, the same situation. 2.0 also same situation. So that's why they are called as standard versions. But later, .NET, Microsoft has realized that okay, it's like a drawback for them. So they started, what they have done is, on 2.0 only they have added some features and they have released as 3.0. For 3.0 they have added some additions, some other additional features, and they have released as 3.5. Even for 3.5 also, like they have added some additional features and they have released as 4.0. What does it mean? So if we have 4.0, it has 3.5, it has 3.0, it has 2.0. So if we have 4.0, that's enough. We don't need 3.5, 3.0, 2.0, because all are there in this 4.0, because it is the extended version, right? So 2.0 extended version 3.0, 3.0 extended version 3.5, 3.5 extended version 4.0. So if we have, for example, if we have I have developed a code in 3.5 version, okay, I can execute that program, that program if I have even .NET Framework 3.0, because it is the extension version. Of course, if I have 3.5, I definitely has 3.0 also. So there is no problem. If I design in 3.5 and if I execute in 3.0, it definitely executes. In the same way, 4.0, 3.5, it executes. This is about Microsoft Framework, .NET Framework versions. Next, we'll see what are types of MS.NET applications. We can develop different type of applications in MS.NET, like console-based applications, Windows applications, Windows services, ASP.NET web applications, web services, remoting applications, mobile or smart device applications. Different type of applications will develop. Anyway, you will understand this when we are doing practicals. Okay, that's all this for this video. If you have any doubts, you can write your doubts in comment box. I'll try to solve your problems. And thanks for watching. If you like my videos, subscribe my videos. Thank you so much. Thanks for